Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Mind Over Mornings. I am your host, Shane Patrick Cruz. Thank you for being here with me again this morning. So, today is the first day of the actual quotes and then going into the quotes on here. Pretty stoked about that. So, we're just going to jump right into actually, no, before I do that, let's do this. So, I forgot to mention yesterday why I actually named the vlog, this web series, Mind Over Mornings. So let's go into that. So the reason behind that is because I know all you guys have heard of mind over matter. So that's kind of where this came along. Mornings for me in the beginning, a long time ago, were extremely hard for me. I am not, I am now, but I was not a morning person about a year and a half ago. Now, I'm not the type that sets multiple alarms. I mean, how many of you out there set let's say you set, how many of you out there set at least 3 alarms to get up in the morning? So comment below and say, yes, I set at least 3 alarms. And if you set more than 3 alarms, then leave that in the comments below how many alarms you set in the morning. I want to know. I'm curious to know how many. For me, it's just one. I'm kind of a heavy sleeper, but not really. So it doesn't really take much for me to get up. So part of it was it was hard for me to get up in the morning. So instead of mind over matter, it was mind over mornings. And now the other side of that for me in this web series and the name and why it's called that is because mornings for me now are hugely important for me. I get a lot done in the mornings. I actually used to get up at 5 a.m. Now I'm on kind of a strict schedule throughout the day as far as eating and training goes. So now I actually get up at 7 a.m., which actually works a little better for me because my creative process really kicks into gear late night, like between 10 and midnight. And before I was going to sleep at 10, so I didn't really get a whole lot done. So now I go to sleep around midnight and get up at 7. I get a lot done in the morning. I got a morning routine that I do. And it's all dealing with setting up the day, and you have to do that mentally first. At least for me, I have to do it that way. So that's the other side of it, of the mind over mornings and what that means. So let's jump right into today's quote. So today's quote is, when you start seeing your worth, you'll find it harder to stay around people who don't. That is something that I started seeing a long time ago, and it has kind of multiple meanings with that for me, and I'm sure it does for you guys out there as well. One side of that is the obvious, the business side. Listen, when you get into business, or it doesn't even have to be business, it's when you start something that you're passionate about, that you're curious about, that you're excited about, there are going to be the people, the haters, who are negative towards you and put you down and say you can't do it, right? So unfortunately, some of the times that can be close friends, it can be family. So you have to look out for that. So when you start to see your own worth within whatever you're doing, unfortunately, at least in the beginning, you might have to cut off some of those people because they're not going to help you get to where you want to go, right? So I turned a lot of friends into acquaintances quite a long time ago. It's funny, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I'm single now, never been married. And I was like, man, I just went to one of my good friends' weddings back in October of last year. And I was thinking, I'm like, man, like I'm telling this friend of mine, I'm like, man, like whenever I do get married, like I have no idea how I'm gonna fill a stage of groomsmen because I like have like probably 3 like really close friends, like people that I actually call close friends, and then I have a lot of acquaintances, right? But as far as my core group, it really is just about 3 people. And I don't know if it's the same for you guys, But you might want to, here's a new thing, new year too. You might want to reevaluate things in the beginning of this year. That might be one of your resolutions that you actually keep. But you might want to reevaluate who your real friends are. And what are real friends? Real friends are the ones that encourage you and in your successes and are behind you 100%. That don't talk behind your back. That tell you the truth about things. Those are your real friends. And all the other ones, you need to get rid of them. So it's just the plain fact. And sometimes, like I said, that could be family too, right? So obviously we can't just nix family, right? So with regards to family, you might just not talk to them as much, or might not just deal with them as much. That might be the way to go about doing that, right? So this quote, if you start to apply that sort of concept in your life as far as whatever you're trying to achieve, it'll make all the difference for you, right? The other side of that is personal relationships. I can't tell you how many times I've heard girls and guys say, I don't know, I can't get out of this relationship because either they're going to change, or they're really not like this, or I've invested so much time in this relationship, I can't get out now. It would be hard for me to get out. How many times have you heard your friends say that, or how many times have you said that? Think about it. So if you're in a relationship, it's the same thing. Your partner needs to be someone that is constantly encouraging you to go towards whatever you want to go for. That's constantly lifting you up, that truly loves you, that's truly there for you. Those are the things that are important, right? And if you don't have any of those, because here's another, the other flip side of that is you might need to sit down and take a toll of, are they really providing those things for you? And if they're not, then it's time to let them go. You deserve better than to be in a relationship like that, because you're not gonna to get to where you want to in your love life, in your personal life, in your relationship life, if you continue to live with those things that work against your relationship. It's just not going to work. So those are my thoughts for today. Once again, if you have any thoughts on these, on this quote, feel free to leave it on my Instagram under the post there, or come over here to YouTube and you leave your comments under the video right here on YouTube. Once again, if you have not subscribed to my Instagram channel, it is down here. You can see it down below here. That's the name for the Instagram channel. And once again, hit that subscribe button down below this video. Thank you very much, guys. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for another episode of Mind Over Mornings. Once again, I'm your host, Shane Patrick Cruz. Have a great day. Go out there and take action towards your goals. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.